Hello, welcome back to Java and Joy. Today's episode is going to be a gentle reminder to pause and really see yourself. This is going to be the first episode in a little mini series that I'm doing for November called Glow and Gratitude. And we're starting off with being grateful for the woman you are becoming. So, what I mean by that is, I want you to really see yourself and appreciate yourself for where you are at in your life now, not where you want to be, not future version of you, right now, and where you've come thus far. So, I don't want you to think about the to-do list version of yourself, not the, oh, I still need to lose 10 pounds or, whatever it is that you are working towards. I want you to really think about the woman you've already become. So, we're going to start with a little gratitude check in. So, I want you to take a breath with me. Inhale, exhale, release all the tension in your body, unclench your fists, your jaw, relax the shoulders. Get you a nice beverage, getting something comfortable, pull up a nice seat, and let's dive in. So, first, you're going to ask yourself, what's something you're proud of this year? And keep in mind, we're getting ready to go into the end of the year and everyone's going to start making all these promises and, resolutions and stuff. And I don't want you to do that right now. I don't want you to think about that right now. I want you to start reflecting on this year and where you've come and really start like celebrating your accomplishments. So think about this, and it doesn't have to be anything big. Maybe this year you just were better at setting boundaries. Maybe you learned to say no a little bit more. Maybe you started showing up with makeup, and really started accentuating, your beauty and building your confidence. Or maybe the opposite. Maybe you started showing up without makeup and just living in your natural radiant glow and just being you and raw and real. So it could be something very simple, or it could be something really in depth. Whatever it is, take this moment right now and thank yourself for it. Because here's the thing, we're so used to measuring our worth by achievements or appearance that we forget that quiet growth is happening underneath all that. We have so much self criticism that's constantly whispering, like, you should be further along than this by now. You should look younger. You should be doing more. But what we really should be having as interdialogue instead of self criticism is self compassion. And we should be telling our same things like, I'm doing my best. I'm learning. I'm still becoming. I've come so far, because every little win is still a win. You don't just get to the finish line, folks. Ladies, the finish line is not where we want to be. We want to be in the journey. We want to be becoming better and better every single day. We need to enjoy the ride, not the finish line, because that's where all the joy is. That's that's the roller coaster of life. So by telling yourself, I'm still a work in progress, instead of I should be this or should be that, you're showing yourself compassion and showing yourself grace. And that shift really does start to occur when you speak to yourself the same way you would speak to somebody that you love. If you speak to yourself with kindness, patience, and grace, instead of bullying yourself into a better life, you can only love yourself first. So start showing yourself that compassion and really be proud of every single accomplishment you have done this year, no matter how small it may seem, because everything is still making you a better version of you. So celebrate it to the maximum level. Shout it out, post it on your social media. Go out to dinner and cheers to it with your loved ones. Reward yourself in ways like, you know what, I did this, so I'm going to have an hour to myself this Saturday, and I'm going to lay in the bathtub and listen to my favorite song. Whatever, but celebrate your wins. Okay. So let's talk beauty as a reflection of growth, because you guys know that, Beauty by Carla Joy is my personal like brand, basically, outside of doing life coaching and podcasts. I love beauty. It's my self-care. That is how I take care of myself. And it's something that I love to talk about. And let's talk about that for a second, because I want you to know, like, you can always bring it back to your glow, because beauty isn't about being perfect. It's about alignment. It's how you show up in your skin, how your energy feels, like when you walk into a room, and it's how you treat yourself when nobody's watching. So I don't do makeup because I think other people will think it looks good. I do makeup because it makes me feel good. And I share that with others because I want them to feel good too. So keep in mind that that's what beauty really is. It's getting that glow. And you are allowed to glow differently now. You do not have to glow the same as you were glowing last year. Your glow might be different this year. Maybe your routine has changed, right? Maybe you are doing more skincare. Maybe you're hydrating better just by drinking more water. So you have like this beautiful natural glow going. Maybe you tried some new makeup techniques. Maybe you learned how to contour, or maybe you learned how to do that smoky eyeshadow look that terrified you and you thought you would never ever do. Either way, it's still beauty and it's an evolution. Your glow is ever changing. We are not going to wear the same makeup look in 20 years. We didn't wear the same makeup look 20 years ago. Same thing with our clothes. Our clothes change, they evolved over time, and that's what beauty does. And it all starts with you honoring your current glow, not your back then glow, and not where you want your glow to be like 10 years from now or 90 days or whatever goals it is that you're planning on setting for yourself. Goals are great and they are great motivators, but I want you to live in the now. I want you to appreciate the glow you have now and honor it and accentuate it and embrace it. So let's do a quick reflection exercise together. So if you are able, like, grab some paper, a journal, you can just listen and think this through. But I am so much like always advocating to write things down. When you get it out of your head and onto paper, somehow it just becomes more real. It's tangible. It's a real object, right? It's a thing. And it's something that you can look at time and time again to remind yourself as well. So it's even better if you write it down and then put it somewhere where you see it all the time. And then if you want extra credit, if you really want to go the extra distance, every time you look at it, say it out loud. Okay. But either way, if you don't want to, do all that, that's fine. You can think it to yourself. That works too. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to write a thank you letter to yourself. And if you're doing this in your head, you're just going to read this letter to yourself. Okay. It does not have to be a long thank you letter. It does not have to be a perfect thank you letter. But you're going to start it with, "Dear me, thank you for showing up. Thank you for growing through what you didn't think you could. And thank you for still believing in joy, even when life got messy." Yeah, I want you to really let your heart speak in this. Thank yourself for your strength, your softness, your resilience, for all the small unseen moments that nobody knows about other than you that got you here, because you earned every version of your current glow. So thank yourself for that journey you took from January 1 of this year until now, as we're coming into these closing months of the year and things are about to get real busy before they really slow down. And again, I don't want you thinking about your goals right at this moment. I want you reflecting on this year and really like sinking in with it and appreciating it and seeing how far you've come, even if it's only been one tiny change. Maybe you did a step challenge this year. Maybe you're like, I'm going to walk 5,000 steps a day this year. And maybe you were able to do that like 90% of the time or 80% of the time. Or you know what? Maybe you did it 20% of the time, but the year before you only did it 10% of the time. That is still an improvement. That is still a win, and it should be celebrated. And more importantly, celebrate all the hard things you went through this year, as much as we don't want to rehash those and relive it because they're not good things in our minds. They helped shape you. They made you stronger. They reset your perspective. They just enhanced every little doubt you've had because you made it through. If you're listening to this, you made it through. You're okay. You're here and you're better for it. It may not feel good, and it probably, well, sucked while you were going through it. But oh my gosh, are you a better version of you now than you were before? So write that letter to yourself and really thank yourself for all those strengths. Thank yourself for still believing in joy, still knowing that there is more good in life than there is bad, because there truly is. So write that letter to yourself. And you know what? If you don't want to hang it somewhere, and you don't want to read it every day, maybe you put it somewhere and set a reminder to open it 3 months, 6 months, 1 year from now, or just anytime you need, like, to feel a boost and to remember how far you've come. Maybe you just tuck it away for those occasions, right? However it serves you, utilize it for that. Okay. But that is literally your homework, is to write a thank you letter to you. And I know it seems weird to write a letter to yourself, but I promise you, you might have to think hard to find things, but you'll find things to write in there. But really listen to your heart. And first and foremost, thank yourself for showing up and for getting through it, no matter what it was. Doesn't matter, little or small. So write that letter. That is your homework. Okay. And before we wrap up on this, this is a pretty short episode today, but I'm kind of giving you a pretty good chunk of homework there to write that letter. I want you to repeat after me. And maybe even you say this out loud. Maybe you're in your car driving right now, or maybe you're with people. Doesn't matter. You can still say it out loud. I want you to say, I'm grateful for who I am and who I'm still becoming. Say it again. Say it slower. Say it louder. I'm grateful for who I am and who I'm still becoming. Because every day you get to wake up and become a better version of you. And that is the ultimate thing to be grateful for. So don't live in the future. Live in the now. You are worthy of celebration, not someday, not when everything's quote unquote all figured out. Right now, exactly as you are. You're worthy of celebration. Please don't wait until you hit that goal or be this version of you. No, 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 no. You celebrate you now, right now, today, not tomorrow, not tonight after dinner. Right now, start celebrating you. Deal? Awesome. All right. That is the first episode of our mini series. Again, it's this whole month of November, with it being Thanksgiving and talking about, obviously, gratitude is, this is the month, right, to talk about gratitude. So it's all going to be about glow and gratitude, because we're going to close this year out with a glow and with reflection and appreciation and, of course, gratitude. All right. And do me a favor, if this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend who needs a reminder to love herself a little more today. If you could leave me a like, you could subscribe, you can share this. It really helps me reach more women and help them find joy in their lives as well. And don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss your weekly dose of joy from Carla Joy. So thank you for spreading the love and the joy for me and alongside me. And until next time, beautiful, keep shining from the inside out. Go find your joy. Bye.